All right, let's break down the chords. We got 3 chords for this progression. D minor 7, E minor 7, and then A minor 7. All right, and one other alternative A minor shape I'll also teach is like this. All right, so let's dive right into the chords. D minor 7, I'm going to take my first finger and bar the 5th fret of the A, D, G, B, and E strings all the way down. All right, so far we have, if you're playing it correctly, if you're barring it correctly, it should come through clear just like that. So if you don't have that yet, then keep practicing until you get that. Then take your middle finger and put it on the 6th fret of the B string, and take your ring finger and put it on the 7th fret of the D string. And you have, this is D minor 7. And anytime you're going to play this minor shape with the root on the A string, this is going to be the same shape, okay? So we'll talk about this a lot, but start memorizing your shapes and your chord names. D minor 7. All right, you take this same exact shape and you go up a whole step. That's 1/2 step and 1/2 step. Now you have E minor 7. Okay, again, it's the exact same shape. And instead of being at the 5th fret, okay, now you're starting at the 7th fret. You have your first finger barring the entire 7th fret of the A, D, G, B, and E string. So far I have. If you're doing it correctly. Then put your middle finger down on the 8th fret of the B string and your ring finger down on the 9th fret of the D string. And you have, bam. So that's E minor 7. Exact same chord. It's D minor 7, just moved up a whole step. Okay, next we have A minor 7. Okay, this is going to be tough if you're not used to, I'm trying not to flip you the bird, but if you're not used to bar chords and this is your first time learning it, this is a great opportunity because this is a chord you can use forever. All right, so don't be discouraged, just push through it. You're going to take your first finger and bar the entire 5th fret, even the low E string, which is difficult to do if you're just doing it. So don't be discouraged, just keep trying and holding it down. You're going to get lines all up on your finger. That's okay. That's what we do, okay? So we got bam. Then you're going to take your ring finger and put it on the 7th fret of the A string. Okay, so you're barring the entire 5th fret. Then you have your ring finger on the 7th fret of the A string, and it sounds like this. And you can hit the high E string if you want. Okay, now another way that some people play this, and when I started playing, I just saw people do this, and then I started doing it. I don't know who started this because it's really weird, but a lot of players do this. Or some players even do this as another way to play A minor 7. So I'll teach that too. You got your first finger barring the D, G, and B strings on the 5th fret. And then I'm just taking my middle finger and I'm putting it on the 5th fret of the low E string. You got. That's a weird one, weird shape, but in a weird way, it works. Then you can also do that and put your thumb up there. Okay, you can also alternate and use this, your ring finger to bar the 5th fret of the D, G, B strings, and take your middle finger and grab that low E string, the 5th fret. Okay, so that's all the same way to play the same chord. There's more than one way to skin a cat, basically. Do what feels most comfortable for you, but also do what makes sense in the progression. You don't want to be doing a thing that's hard to get to. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. The other A minor chord, as you're working on that, if you want to do another one too, to incorporate, that's a little bit easier on the hands. I have my first 2 fingers, and I'm just placing them on the 2nd fret of the D and the G strings. You have. Isn't that a cool chord? So think of this like A minor, regular A minor, but you're just... I just love that chord. That A minor is so beautiful, and it's so like mysterious and dark and cool. It just adds a cool vibe to like anything you're playing. So I like to switch it up between this A minor and this A minor. And if you think about it, what you're really doing is, instead of playing this note here, you're playing the open B string. And B is the 9 of A. So it goes, it's a part of this, it's a part of the key. So instead of playing C, you're playing B. Okay, so it's just a cool thing. All right, the scales you need to know for this progression are the A minor pentatonic scale. Alright, so let's dive in on how to kind of put these chords together, use the minor pentatonic scale that you just learned, and like smush everything together to make something sound really cool, different, unique, and personal to you. Like that's your own thing. The cool thing about these chords is that everyone in the whole world can look them up. Anyone can know what these chords are, anyone can know their scale, but not anyone can make it sound like you. So always remember that no matter if you're sitting next to the best player in the world, you should never, ever, ever feel intimidated or afraid or scared to do what you know because you don't think it's a lot. You can do a lot with a little bit of information. So the more you learn this stuff and practice it, you're going to start to feel like yourself and express yourself like yourself and just kind of borrow things from other players. But my main idea is that everything you play, you sound like you. All right? So I'm going to teach you what I'm doing. I want you to learn it and then kind of do your own thing with it. So I like to arpeggiate the chords. Okay, that's the kind of rhythmic thing I'm doing, and I want to teach that to you. So I got my first finger, as you know, on the 5th fret. I'm on D minor 7, right around that chord. And instead of just playing it like one strum like this, I'm going... Alright? If you notice, there's a certain bounce that's in that. Hey, I'm feeling myself. There's a certain bounce that's in that because that's kind of my style. If you notice, a lot of stuff I play has this kind of like, this little vibe to it. And I'm doing that on purpose because that's how it sounds in my head. That's how it feels in my head. And so the way I'm doing that is when I play the chord starting with the A string, and I'm going... I'm stopping the strings with the palm of my hand right here after I play it. So I'm going. And then going. Okay? So what that means is that you kind of use your own vibe and your own energy to create the feeling of it. But you can go... Or do you see the difference when you stop it with your palm? It kind of just gives it like a rhythmic feeling to it. And when you don't stop it with your palm, it feels more melodic and flowy. When I'm not doing any of that palm stopping stuff. Neither one is right, neither one is wrong. It just depends on what vibe you're going for. I like to switch it up and do both. It's good to have options. Woo! I don't know if y'all can hear that, but when you play, I hear like drums in my head. I hear like a whole band really in my head. And I'm always like playing to that, meaning create your own vibes. Don't just wait for other people around you. Like if there's no drummer, play the drums with your guitar. Play the bass, kind of create the bass vibe with your guitar. Create whatever vibes you want get creative and create the vibes you want. So that's why I kind of play rhythmic like that. All right, the next thing we're going to do is talk about how to incorporate licks and tricks and put them in between this chord progression. All right, so we got D minor 7, E minor 7, A minor 7, and then we're using the minor pentatonic. We're using that to kind of sneak some little cool, spicy, soulful tricks and licks in between there. So I'm going to do a few examples to show you. I don't know what I'm going to play, but I'm going to try and keep it simple and then teach it to you. But the idea is to make up your own licks using the A minor pentatonic scale. I'm going to teach you a couple that you can practice specifically, but unlock your own magic in your own brain and just like explore the instrument and like make mistakes. Like nobody's going to hear you. Nobody's going to know if you play the wrong note. It's okay. So I'm going to dive in and kind of show you some examples. All right, I'm going to keep it slow.